As we just now know, a message composed of the segments. However, for each segment, it's composed of fields. In fact, a segment can be defined as a logical grouping of data fields. Generally, they are separated by the vertical bar. For example, this is one segment, this is one fields. Segments contain fields. For each fields, we hold some data. This kind of data has some data type. For example, you see the data here is some numbers, but data here is some characters. For the definition for the data type, we will talk about in later. So for each fields, also inside, we also have some components. These components are separate with the character sign. Let's see the message name here. It has two components. The first component is the message type. Then the second component is the event code which triggers this message. Also, in this field, we also have two components. Component 1 is the first name is Bunker. The last name is Steve. Okay. So this is show a whole segment example with some data field and component. So this is a OBX segment. This is the identity code to identify this segment. It's not MSH segment. So the data field that's included here. It includes three components. This is one component. Also, there is another component mixed between these two characters, and also the component arrow N. So, in this segment, we have some characters. Also, we have some numbers. Have different symbols. Also, we have found some vertical bar, character, return key. What's the return key? Vertical bar and character means. They called delimiters in segments. We have several delimiters used to encode, decode HL7 messages. The first one we just saw is the return key. This is used to separate the segments. If you go to the this message, we will know there at the end or the beginning of each segment there is a CR here. There is CR. There is another CR. There is another CR, there is another CR. That means it is used as the terminate of a segment. So this means one segment. Also, the event start from event EVN and end at CR. That's another segment. The third one is start as PID, then they terminate at here. Also we have the PV1 segment start here, then end here. That means we have 4 segments in this message. Each segment are separated by CR. Okay. So CR is important delimiters. For another vertical bar, that's called field separator. This can use to separate the fields inside a segment. Let's see here. So this is one field, then another field. This is another field. So this is used inside a segment to separate different fields. So also we can see this piece of message. If we talk about the first segment, the message head segments, also we have found many vertical bars. So inside the vertical bar, that's one field. Beside the segment terminator and field separator, we know inside a field we perhaps have several components. How to separate them? We use caret. So let's see, in these fields we have 3 components, but this component means none. Okay, then we separate with the caret. So NN is one component, Z0092 to 0 also another component. In the old message also we have many components here. For example, here this field there is a component. Also we have here we have 2 components. Also here we have 1 component, 2, 3, 4 components in this field. Another thing is about the component can be composed of sub-component. For the sub-component, we can use the ampersand sign to separate 2 adjacent subcomponents within component. Okay, so this one. Beside this 4 separate, we have another 2. One is called repetition separate. This one used to separate multiple occurrence of a field where allowed. Also we have escapable caret that's used in TX or FT fields. For these 2 we will have some example in the future. Okay, so now let's talk about the definition of a segment. Just now we talked about a piece of message are composed of different segments, and inside a segments, what the definition? Let's first see the MSH attributes. In these segments is composed of different fields. It can be 19 fields. For the first fields, it can be separated by a field separator. Okay, it stores the field separate. If you guys go to the this one here, you see the first field will store the separator. Okay, then the second field is encoding characters. So we have something here. For the sequence that means the field order. The names is the names of the sites of the field. Also, this is a data type. What kind of data will be in this field? We also have some OPT here. This column means this one field is required. R means required. O means option. That means this kind of field can be omitted. Also, the 9 to 12 is a required field. After that, also is option field. Also, we have some repeat number here. Repeat, if it's EX, that means it can be repeat. Okay? If it's 3, that means the maximum repeat is 3 times. Can be repeat. Also, we have TBL number. What TBL number means? Means these values can be come from this kind of tables. These tables is defined by HL7. That means the 12 field 12, the values must come from 0, 104 table. Also, this field, the value should come from the table 0, 1, 55. The same for this one. So, this one is the atom number. Atom number, in fact, is used by the HL7 specification to name these atoms. Okay? So you have different numbers shown here. In the real code message, we just perhaps don't use this kind of number. So there is the element name that explain what kind of this things means. Okay, if you guys see here, for the field 9, field 10 is message type. Field 10 is message country ID. So the message type and message country ID generally you must put there. Okay. Also, there are many other things. There is a version ID. Okay. Also, there is application knowledge acknowledgement type. This kind of things we will. It has been explained in the HL7 specification clearly. So this just show what I just explained here. Also, this is the same. So let's see a table example. Just now we talk about the version ID. This kind of value will come from the HL7 table 0104. So this is, see here, the value can be 2.0. That means release 2.0. The date is released in 1988. Also 2.0D, that means demo 2.0. There is 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. We have different these values. So in this version ID, in this place, the value can be just taken from this table. Okay. So just we talk about for the HL7 version 2 message type is entered in message MSH field 9.1, which is the first component of field MSH9. Also, we do remember we have a trick events that will be aimed in MSH 9.2, which is the second component of the field MSH9. Okay.